Hi guys, so I just realized I haven't done a backyard update. So here we go. Alright, here is the patch of radishes I had. And remember, they were getting eaten by those radish bugs. And we were just experimenting with what kind of radishes we wanted to grow and how we wanted to store them and can them and process them. And since none of our radishes turned out, that is okay for us, because the part of the challenge was for us on the radishes just to learn about it. And one thing we learned, we need more property with a different soil type, different setup and surrounding, and a different location for our radishes. So for me, that's a finished challenge. That's a finished part of my challenge. We learned some of the things I wanted to learn as far as the processing, canning, and storing part. I will be getting radishes from the farmer's market, and we will be figuring it out there. So for me, I don't consider that a challenge failed. For me, I consider that a challenge big win, because now I know what I'm doing. So here, since beans are also part of my challenge, I planted beans. I planted these a week and a half ago, and I just planted these today. Now the reason I'm doing the beans in all kinds of different stages is I want them to keep producing and give me a lot throughout the summer, throughout the season, so that I have lots of different beans. And when one round of beans is dying out and no longer producing, I still have other beans here and in pots and in other places growing me stuff. So one patch of radishes, another patch of radishes. Here, this, remember it had over here in the corner that oregano plant, and we spent 2 weeks with massive amounts of rain. Here we were lucky we have the Red River, so the rain just drained off of everything and into the sewers, and yeah, yuck, into the Red River and down and away. Yes, overflow, not into the sewers, but we have overflow spots. We're in a flood zone, so we build things around here built in to the roads and into the systems that collect the rainwater runoff and lead it away. But when you got a closed tank system like this, there is no place for it to drain, and this thing turned into one huge giant mud pit. You saw me saving my ginger and my tomato plants from Noah's flood. This I could not save no matter how much I tried, so I pulled the oregano out of it. I pulled out some of the over wet and over soaked dirt and wood chips and put fresh in there, and then put some fresh clean dirt on top, and I've let it sit and dry out, and I'm going to plant beans in here. So yay, on to the rest of the backyard. Okay, here's the potatoes in that carrot bin. The carrots never came up because the bin got over wet because I didn't have holes punched in the bottom. My fault, so I had punched holes in the bottom, and by that point the carrot seeds just weren't doing anything. So I planted potatoes in here, and then just 2 days ago I planted more potatoes in this one, and yes, it's got holes in the bottom of the bin for drainage for the potatoes, but bam. So potatoes weren't part of my 100-day challenge, but I've always wanting to can tomatoes. Alright, here, my tomatoes in the back. You can see where I had dug that pit, and the water line is right there. So all this up here is nice and dry. As you can see here, the tomato roots. I'll try to get a view for you from inside the dog kennel, because the back side of this tomato tank is amazing. It's got tons of tomato roots. It's just beautiful. These guys are loving this tank system. I'm very pleased. I'm very happy. All of these are ones that I have grown from seed myself, so I couldn't be more pleased. Alright, on to here. This is where I had planted all those beans, and only a couple of plants popped up. A few of them over there. A little patch of them over there. I'm okay with that because remember I put potatoes in here and all the potatoes have come up. And now all of my beans are starting to get beautiful flowers. So I'm going to have lots of beans and lots of flowers. Sorry about that, guys. We live less than 2 miles from the Air Force storage place here in town. That was a helicopter. Okay. More beans. My onions are starting to finally get really nice and big and beautiful. So I'm really super pleased. I did learn one thing. I will be planting them a little closer to the surface. And the wood chips do not harm them. They're pushing the wood chips aside and coming up and out of the wood chips with no problems. You can see it right over here, how they're pushing the wood chips aside. It doesn't inhibit it. But I should have, I very, very, very much should have planted them a little bit closer to the surface. I didn't put them down far at all because onions are supposed to grow on top of the dirt or close to the top of the dirt. And I've always planted them, but I think I may have this round accidentally planted them a little too deep. So some of the onions I think are going to come out smaller. And I think the ground was also a little cold when I put them in. So they actually spent a couple of weeks in shock after I had put them in because they'd come from my 70-degree house out into 42-degree dirt. And I think it kind of shocked the little onion bulbs a little bit. So me and my husband have discussed it. We're not sure if we're going to be here next spring and summer. But whether or not we're going to plant onions in the bed here in October. So, and also in the tomato bed over there. So if we are here next season, the onions will have been in the ground in October. Back there, way down, is some clovers, but right there is 2 of my marigolds. Those are those family seeds. I literally just cast them and they grow. I don't try. I mean, I cast probably 50 seeds in this entire bed over the whole thing, and only 2 of them popped up. But 2 marigold plants will give me more than enough. I mean, I've got like a gallon Ziploc bag filled with marigold seeds from generation upon generation of marigolds. All right. Oh, there's another marigold over here. I forgot about that one. Here we go. So, and dill. Isn't that funny? I don't know where the dill seed came from, but dill. So, yay. All right, on to these. Look at these beauties. You see that? Look at that. Aren't they gorgeous? These are those tomatoes that I got from the nursery. Tinka, tinka, tinka. Tinka, tinka, tinka. Doot, 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 doot. That's for you, Andrea. It is so easy to pollinate your own flowers. Okay. So, yeah. I've got 2 beautiful bunches. Those will give me my first tomatoes. In here is a bunch of tomatoes, flowers that took to seed, took to flower, and they'll become fruit. And then in here, somewhere in here, is another, there we go, right there. Those all took to flower, fruit, and we're going to get more tomatoes. Oh, I'm so excited. And then over here are those beefsteak that I grew. I mean, I just released a video today, and they're way tinier in the video than they are here. This is a week and a half worth of growth. These beefsteak have woken up and gone to town. They're just loving it, and I'm happy. They're happy. We're going to have lots of fruit together, and life is going to be good. I have flowers on all of my lilies popping up everywhere. I'm so excited. Yay! Is there anything else back here? Oh yeah, that one squash. I had a squash seed that popped up. Over here are some of those wild bird flower seeds that are popping up. Again, nothing keeps wanting to pop up in this pot, and I've tried planting 4 or 5 times. So I think what I'm going to do is this pot goes bye-bye. I bring out a new pot and new soil and and try it and see what's going on. Over here is more hummingbird mix. It was supposed to be a bunch of flowers because I planted a bunch of seeds in there. But only 2, a big one, and then there's an itty-bitty tiny one. Right in there, that's coming up. So I'm going to have 2 flowers out of that. These are those beans that I planted in that carrot tank that didn't want to pop up because it had gotten too wet. So I planted beans in it. There's 2 carrots in there. One of them looks like it's going to continue to grow nicely. Let's get rid of that. That's that pesky tree seed. And then I've got, as you can see down here, 1. That one's big. 2. Oh, the third one isn't. I had a third one. Oh no. I wonder if it got eaten by a bug. Anyways, I had 3 growing up, but 2 pumpkins in here. I'm not going to try to push anymore. I'm not going to plant anymore. I'm going to let it be what it is. All these beans, I am so happy. Here's that carrot tank. That one also got super wet, and I never got a chance to get out here. I mean, I've discovered that I myself am very, very happy with the fish tanks and the way that they grow. This is my 3rd season of growing outside in fish tanks. I've been growing inside in fish tanks for 4 years. No, my goodness, 5 years. Because we'll be here 5 years in October. But I really enjoy the fish tanks. You just got to make sure you start them right, layer them properly, keep track of how much water is going in and out of them until they start growing their plants. Once they start growing their plants, for the most part, you don't have to water because the plants will suck up enough water before the next rain comes to cause flooding. There's only 1 seed popping up in here, but I'm not going to eat those carrots. No way, no how. If they grow into seeds, yes, but otherwise, no way, no how. All right, well, I'm going to pop some more plants in there. I'm going to go around the yard. Ooh, look at that, guys. That one's they're all starting to get their second leaves. Yay! And I have a bean popping up. This lettuce back here is looking so beautiful. I'm going to have to come back. I pulled some of those little pumpkins that were back there and transplanted them to up front. They're going to have a little bit of that one's doing beautifully. That one, I'm going to come out here and water these again to give them another help. I have a bunch of beans popping up. This romaine lettuce is starting to get big and beautiful. Milkweed is about to pop open to feed the butterflies. I got a couple more bean plants popping up. And let's bring some water out here and help those pumpkin. But look at these pumpkin back here. See, this is a flower about to come out. Another flower. This one's leaning all the way out here, and it's going to crawl across and do what I was hoping it would do. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm glad I'm taking you guys along with me. Thanks for coming along, and if you enjoyed my walk around video and you like these kind of videos, leave me a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next one. And remember, everyone, stay positive. Bye.